Hey folks, it's Marvin Cash, the host of the Articulate Fly, and we're back with another Interbanks fishing report with Captain Richard Andrews of Tar-Pam Guide Service. How you doing, Richard?
I'm doing well, Marvin. How are you?
As always, I'm just trying to stay out of trouble, and I think the last time we spoke, the red drum were leaving town, and we've had a nor'easter kind of go up the eastern seaboard. What are you seeing?
Well, the big reds are pretty much gone. The water temperatures dropped down about 10 to 15 degrees. It's in the mid 60s now, which is nice. That's really fired up the trout. Mid-October, late October, early November is one of the best times to catch speckled trout on the Interbank. So we're having some days where we're catching over 100 trout a day. There's some smaller reds mixed in, and we've got a lot of rats in the system, our little 1-year-old fish. We're catching them. So 10 inches all the way up to 30. We had one that was 33 the other day. So wide variety of sizes on the reds, which is nice to see. Lots of trout and some flounder mixed in as well.
Well, there you go. And so how are you targeting the sea trout?
We'll find them schooled up on points, places where there's current, and typically just sitting in one spot, catching a lot of fish. And we'll use the intermediate lines with a lot of clousers and different streamers, and they work just fine. Gotcha.
And are you chasing any puppy drum?
Yeah, we've seen some. We're not really chasing the drum like we were in the summer. They seemed to be schooled up and very predictable. Now they're just kind of mixed in with the trout. So when we're trout fishing, we'll get a few drum bites. But as far as seeing fish, busting bait, chasing bait like we were early in the summer, we're not seeing that right now.
Got it. And, obviously inshore, all of my striper buddies are telling me that the striper bite's pretty good. How does your striper bite look in late fall and into the early part of the winter?
It's going to pick up a lot. Right now, it's kind of just same as it has been late summer, early fall, but it'll get a lot better. We see a really good striper bite about mid-November on through December. And, yeah, so October is kind of a transitional month where we have a lot of good trout fishing, and then as it gets colder, the trout will move out of the sound or up in the rivers and the creeks, and then that's about the same time the striper bite will pick up a ton. And those stripers show up a lot of times in open water around bait schools. They'll have birds on them. That makes for a lot of fun with fly rod.
Got it. And then when you get deeper into the season, do they also move up the rivers, or do they basically kind of stay and kind of forage, kind of on the edges of the sound?
They'll kind of stage out in open water around bait, usually late. That's kind of a November, December pattern, and usually around the holidays, you'll start seeing them showing up more up in the rivers, and they'll be up there the rest of the winter.
Got it. And I assume you're probably targeting them on intermediate or sinking lines too, with some type of bait fish imitation, right?
Yeah, it depends on where we're catching them. When the rivers are flooded, we fish a lot of flats in the rivers. We have like these kind of mud flats in the lower river systems where you'll have 2, 3, 4 foot water, that comes way out to the river channel. If we're fishing on the flats, we'll use an intermediate, or sometimes we'll have mild enough temperatures to catch on top water, but not very often. Mostly intermediate, and then when they're in the river channel or a little bit deeper off the flats, we'll catch them on full sinking line.
Got it. And folks, we love questions on the Articulate Fly. You can email them to us or send them to us on our Facebook, our Instagram page. And if we use your question, I'll send you some Articulate Fly swag. And we will enter you in a drawing for a half-day charter with Richard at the end of the season. And, we don't have very many fishing reports left before we're drawing, folks, so you really should get your questions in. And Richard, before I let you hop this evening, why don't you let folks know where they can find you so they can book you and fish with you?
Well, as always, the best place to find information on what we do is on my website at www.tarpamguide.com.
Well, there you go. And as I always say, at this point, I'm kind of a broken record. My favorite time to fish is the fall, and you owe it to yourself, folks, to get out there and catch a few. Tight lines, everybody. Tight lines, Richard.
Tight lines, Marvin.